grace, you know?
Well, I mean, we've seen teams go through cycles. I mean, we were a Chad Henne scramble away from watching the Browns against the Bills in the AFC title game.
Oh my goodness. And we'll talk about that after the break because that is just crazy. Crazy. But yeah, so the Texans do have a lot of issues, and I don't think any one player, not even J.J. Watt, can fix it. I think the entire team needs to go through a rebrand and just do clean sweeps. Otherwise, you're just going to end up being like the Knicks, like the franchise that no one wants to play for, only do it because you're willing to give them money. And, it's just, it's embarrassing to have teams that just literally don't care about any kind of success in a league, especially one where the players don't market themselves as well as in other leagues, like the NBA, where literally everyone markets themselves extremely well, or you're not in the NBA. So seeing what's happening to Deshaun Watson right now and what happened to DeAndre Hopkins and how J.J. Watt has given so much not only to the team but to the entire city of Houston, and the way ownership and leadership within the company are trampling all over any positive that has been done with that team. It's really sad. It is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Houston. I mean, that's to say the least. I agree. It's going to take years to correct that fuck up.
Yeah. But also, as a Cowboys fan, haha, Texas Team B, fuck you.
Well, I mean, yeah. Happy for you there, I guess. I don't
Hey,
I don't know what else to say there.
You're a Giants fan. You guys have a Team B. They're called the Jets. Sorry, O'Shea.
How dare you?
It's the truth.
Right now, neither one of them are looking fucking good.
The Giants have a lot to look forward to, I think, though.
They're moving in the right direction. I mean, the Jets have a lot more to correct. I mean, I like the direction of both teams, but the Jets have a lot more that they need to figure out. And fucking, I don't know. I don't understand the fucking die by the sword Adam Gase fucking bullshit that they did. That to me just never made any fucking sense.
It didn't make sense to anybody.
You're right.
No, it didn't make sense to anybody other than the people that were inside that fucking building. And I can't imagine that the fucking GM and fucking Johnson wanted that to fucking happen.
Well, the only reason...
GM was an idiot too, so... At least Gase led to the hiring of Joe Douglas and subsequently the hiring of Robert Saleh. So
well, Douglas has actually been smart, but you had to understand that even Douglas got into that situation. Maybe it was Gase that brought him there, but Douglas was like, listen, Gase has got to go.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, listen, man, I'm going to get you your last paycheck, but after that, man, like, I'm not putting my job at jeopardy.
I'm not saying you got to go home.
To hit rock bottom. and hopefully course correct now.
Ideally.
He gave him the old, I ain't saying you got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to end the first half of the show on this, and I think we can all agree. Thank God we're not Eagles fans.
Thank God every day I'm not really a Philly fan. I mean, I like the Sixers, but I still can't stand that fan base, even though I guess I technically am part of it.
Yep. All right. Guys, we're going to be back in just a minute where we're going to talk what happened last week in the NFL, what's going to happen this week in the NFL, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so stick around. You're listening to Dan Tony Sports. And welcome back to Dan D'Antoni Sports. We're going to cruise right along in our second half of the episode. Oh man, we're going to talk about last week's NFL games. We had the 2 NFC games and the 2 AFC games. Now last week we had audio issues and you did not hear our predictions for the games. So let me assure you, we all did not pick the same teams every game. We'll start right off with the game that I got, the first game I got wrong, and that is the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. Originally, I had picked the Packers, but then you guys pointed out that I just picked all the home teams, so I said fuck it and took the Rams. And yeah, I was wrong. The Rams and the Packers. The game is actually, in the first half, was a huge blowout. The Packers just did whatever they wanted to the Rams. Second half of the game, the Rams kept it close for the most part. Packers ended up winning by 2 touchdowns, 32-18. God, Aaron Rodgers just looked so good. He looked so good.
Continued his dominance on the year.
Yeah. Now, the Rams defense, like, I don't know if you saw, but anytime Jalen Ramsey got outsmarted, he cried like a baby in the end zone.
Lions coach is down now. Only the key.
Jalen Ramsey just can't help but act like a fucking child. And it blows my mind how he can act like such a baby, but yet be one of the most talented players in the NFL.
It's easy when you have an ego like that. You believe that everything that happens to you is something bad, and the moment that, like, anytime anything good happens, you feel on top of the world, but the moment that anything bad happens, it's not your fault.
Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It definitely, he's got that entitlement air to him, but going beyond that, he just acts like a child.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we see this don't see this with other superior athletes. I mean, Christ, that's pretty much how Kyrie Irving's made his career.
I mean, that and flat Earth, but yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's an entirely different argument.
Yeah,
in and of itself.
Aaron Rodgers.
Donald Trump made his presidency.
Yep.
We're gonna not talk about that. It's over. It's over. We're just gonna leave it at that. But the Packers and Rams game, again, Packers 32-18, had a 19-10 advantage going into the half, and then scored 13 in the second, as opposed to the Rams 8. So, again, there's exactly what I was talking about. The Rams were able to keep it close in the second half. It just, at the very end, they got a little sloppy and it cost them. Aaron Rodgers, 298 yards, 2 touchdowns. A really good game. Pretty pedestrian for him, but very solid game for like 90% of the quarterbacks in the league. Aaron Jones was 1 yard away from 100 rushing, but he got his touchdown. Allen Lazard, 96 yards on 4 catches for a touchdown. We all knew that this wasn't going to go the Rams' way. So I really don't think we have much more to discuss. Unless you guys have anything you want to say about that. But I think the next game is the one that I want to talk the most about.
I mean, there's not really much to discuss. Aaron Rodgers was clearly the better quarterback who can make people that would just be wide receivers on another team. He makes them fantastic. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. I mean, proven once and again, he's on another level than other people. And it's going to be hard to stop him.
Yeah. So then, if we have no objection, I want to go on to the Bills-Ravens game. No objection? Okay. So, as someone who picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl, I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, they beat the Ravens by 14, more than covered the spread. Their defense just did pretty much everything imaginable to keep the Ravens out of the end zone. But the offense did not look good at all. Josh Allen, he had 206 yards and a touchdown. But the Ravens' defense is nothing special this year. It's not like the Ravens of the mid-2000s. It's good, but the Bills' offense is better. With Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, with...
We have no running game.
Yeah, there's absolutely no running game. Zach Moss, Devin Singletary. Couldn't get... Devin Singletary? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They really couldn't get anything going. And that is what concerns me. They did a decent job stopping the run. Gus Edwards was the leading rusher with 42 yards in that game. And we knew that they were going to have to bend a little bit to stop Lamar Jackson. And they were able to stop Lamar. And that's how they won. But that's not going to fly against the Chiefs. That's not going to... Like, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman.
Honey Badger.
Yeah, so on offense right there, like, that's already going to destroy a defense, no matter how good the defense is. You need to match them. Stephon Diggs could. Definitely could. You're not going to match the other two. So your offense needs to outplay their defense. And they absolutely could. And I mean, I feel like I'm sounding like John Madden. Like, oh, you need to outplay the defense to score more points. But, like, it needs to be so lopsided when your offense is on the field that's how you're going to win. Because you're not going to stop the Chiefs. It's just not happening. They're too good. The only way it happens, and I guess we'll get into this now, Pat Mahomes still hasn't cleared concussion protocol.
Yep, that's the major thing, the most major thing. Obviously, best, potentially the best quarterback in the league. Certainly top 5, top 3,
top 1.
Yeah. Is he going to be healthy? They said he's made some major steps, but we've seen concussions last for well over a week.
There have been concussions that have lasted 10 weeks. Taken out an entire season, basically. And the gripe I have right now, the NFL saying he hasn't cleared concussion protocol, yet after the game claimed he didn't have a concussion, it was just a pinched nerve. So he either had a pinched nerve or he had a concussion and is in concussion protocol. What is it, League? What is it?